Sorry, everyone. Just realized my mic was muted there. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Yeah. Hopefully it is a bit. Yeah. I think you guys can hear me now. Sorry about that. No, I was just saying, having a quick look at the projected. Let's have a look at his predictions first. GW27. We'll open that in one page. But what I really want to have a look at is this here, and I'm quite surprised to see not a lot of people captaining Bruno Fernandes. And I'll have you know, I've had my captaincy on Bruno all week. Mystician, hey brother, how's life been lately? Hopefully all is good. Yeah, life's been good, man. I've been really busy with work. As you can probably tell, I've only uploaded like one video in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been a bit hectic for me with work. If you guys don't know, I work for a football agent. So as you guys know, all footballers have agents, and yeah, I work for one of them. I'm sort of a data scout, I guess you could say. So I scout for players using data, very similar to FPL, if I'm honest. So yeah, January transfer window finished up there, but we still had a few more things that we wanted to get done, and yeah, obviously it's my job to help us make that happen. So I'll show you guys my team very quickly. This is how we're lining up. I mean, I quite like the look of my side this game. I feel like every time I say that, it ends up being a bit shaky. Last game week was terrible for me, but listen, is what it is. Is what it is. We'll bounce back this game week 27. The team is looking very nice. I'll answer some of you guys' question. Liam Barnes, Enzo or Chalobah for captain? I don't have João Pedro. You don't have João Pedro. You're wondering. I mean, like, I feel like Enzo is a decent shout because obviously the fixtures there, like Burnley, are shockingly bad. So there's always a you can captain anyone against Burnley. My only worry about Chalobah is Burnley scored 3 goals against Crystal Palace away from home last game week. Now I don't think Crystal Palace is nearly as good as a defense as Chelsea are, but let's have a quick look at going to show you guys my post from. So if we consider this, the best defenses over the past 10 game weeks, Chelsea is actually so low. Chelsea is so low. They're 4th bottom. So Chelsea defensively have been extremely poor, but also one that a lot of people aren't considering, one that people should be looking at a bit more, is the fact that Everton are 2nd bottom for expected goals conceded per 90 over the past 10 game weeks. This is why I'm a bit surprised more people aren't considering Bruno captain. Like, I feel like he's going severely under the radar. Severely under the radar. So I've had my captaincy on Bruno, since game week 26 ended. And I don't go on to FPL like Twitter. I don't actually consume a lot of FPL content, if I'm honest. I try to keep it, have my own opinion of things. And like, I went on today to have a quick look at who people are captaining, and not seeing a lot of Bruno captainers out there, I'll be honest. So Liam, to answer your question, Enzo or Chalobah for captain, you don't have João Pedro. If I was picking between Enzo and Chalobah, I'd go for Enzo. But if you have Bruno in your team, I really think he should have a bigger look in than a lot of people are giving him. Eddie Casey, hi Stephen, I had 5 free transfers, sold Timber to Virgil. Would you do more, go Rice out to Dango earlier? You know what? I think you can wait on the Rice to Dango move. I do think you can. I think you can wait just a little bit longer before Brentford play Burnley. I feel like Rice against Spurs away is better than Dango against Brighton at home. Or if it's not better, I feel like it's very close. So just having that extra week to wait and see, what happens if someone gets injured, what happens if, anything can happen in a week span of football. So yeah, I would wait to make that move because it's not absolutely essential, to be fair. So I like Timber to Van Dijk. I really don't mind that at all. Mystician says, like the stream, everyone, and make sure to subscribe or your FPL will suck. I mean, listen, you heard it here first. Well, I didn't say it. You heard it here from the man himself. Mystician, I would suggest to play Collins, to be honest. The thing with Collins right now is that he's not started the past 3 games in a row, and I'm really looking to sell him. If anything, I'm really looking to sell him. So it's hard to tell what to do with Collins. I'm gonna wait this game week and see what happens if he starts against Brighton. Then I'll keep him. But if he doesn't start, he's gone. I'll be honest. He's got to get out of my team. Academic says, good day, mate. Good day to you too, mate. The Spirographer says, best forward for 7 million. I mean, how much is our boy? Let's have a quick look at all the forwards. 7 million, and if you have exactly 7 million, then we'll go 7.3 just so we add it in. I mean, Thiago is 7 million. I wasn't sure if he was like 7.1 or 2, but like Thiago is the best. Like, look at these fixtures for him moving forward. Burnley away, Bournemouth away, Wolves at home, Leeds away, Everton at home, Fulham at home. And then it gets a bit tricky after, but you could just wildcard him out at that point. But yeah, he plays Burnley, Wolves, Leeds. I quite like his fixtures, and he's just a great forward. He's sort of the target man for Brentford, so quite like him as a shout there. Mystician says, I think people want to see how United goes against Everton after that West Ham draw, and it's been a long time. My reason for not captaining Bruno this week. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but if you consider the fact that United won 4 games in a row leading up to that, you know, Spurs at home, Fulham at home, Arsenal away, Man City at home. I mean, obviously, yeah, drawn against West Ham is tough, but West Ham have been on a very upward trajectory recently, so I would say I wouldn't let that West Ham fixture put you off Bruno captaincy. I really wouldn't. He got a goal in the previous game, a 10-pointer. He got, 2 assists before, assist. So he's only blanked in 1 game of the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. So of the past 6 games, he's, and it was the last game against West Ham, which isn't ideal, but listen, I really like the look of Bruno captaincy, and I think it's going severely under the radar, I'll be honest. Severely under the radar. But let's get back to your guys' questions. George says, what do you think about Cunha? I reckon he's on the chopping block. Could go straight to Semenyo, Mbumo, Wirtz. So I'll have a quick look at the Man City starting odds, because apparently Semenyo could be getting benched. So let's go to Emma's page and see what is the predictions. So what are we looking for? This is what we're looking for. Okay. So we have Arsenal, Villa, Brighton, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. So Semenyo has a 100% chance of starting here. But I did hear, now don't take it for absolute gospel, but I did hear that, we could be getting a bit of a benching from Semenyo. So could be tricky. Someone says, what do you think about Cunha? I reckon he's on the chop block. Could go. Yeah, sorry, I'm still waking up. I've already read that. So in terms of going for Semenyo, Mbumo, or Wirtz, I would say Wirtz is at the top of that list. If you have the funds to get Wirtz in, I would say he's at the top of that list for sure. Absolutely. Eddie Casey, thanks Stephen, no problem at all. Sohail, hello to you team. Super early stream. Yeah man, just getting started early on this one. Getting started early. I'm going to see how long I stream for, because I do have some stuff on today. So I wanted to get a bit of a stream in before the deadline. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Someone says Reinders or Zubamendi. Tough one. Is neither an option? I mean, like, how much are those guys going for these days? How much is Reinders? Sorry, let me reset this and have a quick look. So Reinders is 5.1 mil. Zubamendi is 5.3 mil. I mean, to be honest, I don't like either of them as options. Like, neither of them are really getting close to the goal. If anything, I prefer Dewsbury Hall. I do prefer Dewsbury Hall over either of those guys. And he has tough fixtures, but in and amongst it, he's got Burnley at home. Like, how much is Shada? Shada's 6.9 mil. How much is Dango, is what I meant to say. 5.8. If you could stretch to get up to Dango, I think that's the play. I do think that's the play. Wani says, hi man, Palmer or João Pedro for triple captain. honestly, if you've not used your triple captain already, I think you probably wait for one of the doubles. But if you want to use it on one of those guys, then Palmer. It's got to be Palmer this week. Liverpool FC Mon says, hi FPL Gallagher, who would you start across defensive midfield? Either 3-5-2 or 4-4-2. You've got Hill, Chalobah, Timber, Richards, Gabriel, Enzo, Palmer, Bruno, Wirtz, and Dai. Bonus question, best captain, Palmer at the moment. Well, I agree, Palmer is probably your best captaincy. But between the other lads, I'm going to say, so you're going to start, you got to start in Dai, Wirtz, Bruno, Palmer, Enzo. You got to play a 5 across the midfield, if I'm honest, bro. I mean, you definitely start Gabriel. You definitely start Richards. I mean, and Chalobah. I think this is very tough because you want to start Hill against... Who do they play? They play Sunderland, don't they? I believe. Oh, no, West Ham away. Okay, so I think you can bench Hill. Chalobah you're going to want to start against Burnley at home. It's actually a really tough one, to be honest. Because obviously Enzo, Palmer, Bruno, Wirtz and Dai. I think all 5 of them have to start, if I'm honest, mate. All 5 of those guys have to start. Like, I know you could potentially bench in Dai against Man United, but he's a penalty taker, you know? And you're going to want to start I think Gabriel, Richards and Chalobah. Spurs could nab a cheeky goal against Arsenal. So that's what I would say. Bench Timber there. Aiden Lamaz. I used 2 free transfers to do Timber and GU to Hall and Thiago. Similar option for you. Yeah, I mean, Timber and GU to Hill and Thiago. I really like that. I actually really like that. What I would say is I'm thinking of doing that, but next week. Timber, because I don't mind having Timber this week. And I just think Hill against West Ham away is pretty similar to Timber against Spurs away. But Arsenal are just a significantly better defence than Bournemouth. So I would say I would have waited maybe one more game week to do that. But I really don't mind it. It's much of a muchness, you know. Casey says start 1, Maguire or Anderson. I mean, let's have a quick look at what the starting odds are, I should say. Maguire or Anderson. So Man United have a 29% clean sheet percentage. Anderson at Fulham, they have 29% as well. I mean, it's tough. I'm going to go with Anderson. I think his data is slightly better for DEFCONs, and I just think that Man United could end up conceding a goal against Everton here, whereas I don't know. I just think Fulham could grab a clean sheet away from home against Sunderland. Just that's more of a gut feeling than anything. Seb says Captain Palmer and then moving next week, but feels wrong wanting a haul from a player I'm planning to sell next week. It'll be Palmer to Dango, Tavernier, and Mane to Ekitike. What do you think, sir? I love those transfers. I really do like those transfers. I will say if Palmer scores a hat-trick, then, you know, first of all, you're going to be feeling bad that you didn't captain him. And second of all, you're going to probably not want to sell him. Even though the fixtures are tough, like, I feel like those Chelsea, I don't know, I just feel like Palmer can score against anyone. But if I'm honest, if you are set on selling Palmer, which I do not mind because of the fixtures, maybe just give him one big send-off and just captain him. Just do a fat captaincy on Palmer and it's his send-off before he leaves your team. Think about it that way. I think that's how you should approach it. And I do actually think he's the best captain this game week. DM McDonald, morning mate, hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much, DM. You said you're taking a -8 this week. Here's your team there. And you had to move Bruno Guimaraes with his injury. Turfed out Chalobah and Timber because they were doing my head in. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, turfing out Chalobah before he plays Burnley at home, I will say that's slightly questionable, but everyone each to their own. You've got Martinez, Mukiele, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Rice. I mean, you probably got Van Dijk in for Chalobah or Timber. You've got Rice, Rodgers. Semenyo captain is mad. Wirtz, Haaland, vice captain. João Pedro, Ekitike. Listen, captaincy is a bit up in the air this game week. A bit up in the air. Like I showed you guys already, I've got Bruno on my captaincy, and he's not going anywhere. Absolutely not going anywhere. Seb says attack is Bruno, Fernandez, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Mbumo, Palmer, Rice, Thiago Haaland. Solid, mate. Looking very solid. Jamie's Jamal says triple captain Palmer. I mean, I really don't mind it. I like captaining on a triple captaining on a double game week. Clearly, that did not go very well for me last game week, but that's FPL for you. Fahad says, hello Gallagher. You reckon I go from Timber to Hill and Krupi to Thiago? I'll have 0 spare. Only thing is Thiago will play against my keeper and scared of being priced out. Timber to Hill and Krupi to Thiago. I think those moves, you can wait till next week. Timber and Hill are similar. What are the clean sheet odds? Let's have a look at that very quickly, because this is how I make basically all my benching decisions. So Timber against Spurs, 40% clean sheet odds for Arsenal. Bournemouth, 20%. So, I mean, if you think about it this way, he has twice the chance of a clean sheet. So I really think this Timber to Hill move can be delayed 1 game week. It means you get double the chances of a clean sheet this game week, and it means you just get more information, because what if Hill gets injured this game week and then next game week you could have waited until next game week to basically to not make that transfer. So I will say, when it's like a 50-50 like that, and in this case it's actually not a 50-50, Timber is twice as likely to get a clean sheet as Hill. But in your mind, let's say it's a 50-50, you just wait until 1 more game week because you get more information. That sways it for me, honestly. Just getting more information and delaying the transfer. And also, obviously, you're talking about Krupi to Thiago as well, but like the Brentford versus Brighton game, it could be tough for Brentford, you know. It could be tough. Like, I don't know. I could see him obviously getting a cheeky penalty or whatever, but I just think that move can be delayed 1 game week until he plays Burnley, which is where you really want to get him in. Academic, I'm really tempted to do Raya to Kelleher, Potts to Palmer, Haaland to Ekitike, and Krupi to Thiago. I have the money. Whoa, that's a lot of moves. But you're getting Palmer into your team. You're getting Cole Palmer for this. The thing is with Cole Palmer, right? You're making a move for Cole Palmer in before he plays Burnley at home. But then after, I mean, his fixtures are shocking. Like, he plays Arsenal away, toughest game in the league. Like, that, it doesn't get tougher than that. Villa away, also extremely tough. Villa are 3rd in the Prem right now. Newcastle at home. Everton away is fine, but then it's Man City at home, Man United at home. So, like, these fixtures are shocking. These fixtures are shocking for Chelsea. So, I wouldn't really be doing all this just to get Palmer in for 1 game week. I don't think that's the play. And if you're also getting rid of Haaland, I do not think Haaland is a sell whatsoever. Look at those fixtures for Haaland coming up. Or sorry, I definitely don't want to sell him, like I said. I mean, like, look at those fixtures. Leeds, Forest and West Ham. After this Newcastle game, he's got Leeds, Forest and West Ham. Yeah, I would not be getting rid of Haaland right now. And he's one of the best captaincy shades this game week too. DM McDonald. Oh, sorry, I answered that already. Tian Emur says, bench Guehi or Mukiela? Guehi or Mukiela. So let's see. Sunderland 30% clean sheet odds. City 32. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Honestly, I'd probably start Guehi, bench Mukiela. Yeah, I think so. Mystician, who's a better choice to start? Rice or Rodgers? Oh, definitely Rodgers. Definitely Rodgers there. Yeah, I think Leeds at home. That's a good fixture for Rodgers. I see him doing well, to be honest. And he could be a sneaky differential captain. So, Hale, here's your teammate. Raya, Timber, Gabriel. So you got triple Arsenal, like myself. I'll put my team up as well. Raya, Timber, Gabriel. You got Munoz. So we have the same defence, essentially. Mukiele. Oh, you're starting Mukiele. I do not mind that. Palmer captain, I'm extremely jealous of, I will say. Bruno and Bumo, Anderson, Ekitike and Haaland. Then your bench is Dubravka, Lefay, Goodmanson and Gio. Would you start Lefay over anyone here? Lefay over Mukiele. Would I start Lefay over Mukiele? I think I would, honestly. It's a close one, but I think I'd start Lefay. Just get the attacker in and always back the attacker to do slightly better. Mark Nightingale, if we hear that Semenyo is bench, who would you play? Evan Nielsen or Saliba? Uh, I mean, Evan Nielsen against Bournemouth, against West Ham away. I'd start Saliba, honestly. I think Arsenal get a clean sheet here. I really do. I'm very confident in my triple Arsenal defence, I'll say that. Is there no other way for you to start Saliba in general, Mark? Because I feel like you should try find a way to make that happen. Yash Mukeri says, thoughts on Mbumo captain? Not sure I'm brave enough to do that. Not sure I'd be brave enough. I feel like there's a few other assets that you could captain this game week. Is it a good time to get Wirtz in the team? I'm thinking of getting him, especially if he gets a goal and assist against Forest. I think it's an amazing time to get Wirtz into your team, honestly. I think it's an amazing time. Look at the fixtures. Forest away, West Ham at home, Wolves away, Spurs at home, Brighton away, Fulham at home, Everton away, Crystal Palace at home. You don't play like a top defence for basically up until game week 35. Is United a top defence, you ask? Well, let's have a look. Over the last 10 game weeks, United rank third for expected goals conceded per 90. So they are a top defence, you could say. But yeah, in summary, Wirtz is a great transfer in this game week. Don't think you need to wait until he does something against Forest, because then his price is just going to rise. Just get him in now if you can. But obviously, if you can't and you're waiting to like sell Enzo or sell a Chelsea player like Palmer, then I don't mind that. Liverpool FC says, legend, thanks very much, Stephen. No problem at all, mate. That's what I'm here for. Abhinav says, hold Evan Nielsen or switch to Thiago on a free transfer. I think you probably, I mean, it's so close that I think you probably just hold for one more game week. Just hold for one more game week and see what happens. What if, Thiago gets injured and then you've already transferred him in? Like I said earlier in the stream, when it's a 50-50 chance like that, I think information is key, and you just try to hold out and wait and see. Just use the information to your advantage. Football and Stuff says, hi, my team is Sanchez, Gabriel, Timber, O'Reilly, Bruno, Enzo, Rice, Shada, Thiago, Krupi, Haaland, captain. Then you've got a bench of Verbruggen, Anderson, Senesi, Garner, and you're going to do Enzo and Rice to Wirtz and Wilson next week. Oh, mate, I love it. You've got your head in the right place. That's a great set of transfers. Oh, Abhinav, you've also asked Rice to Wirtz on a free transfer or roll. Oh, I like that. Rice to Wirtz. Yeah. I do like that, honestly. I know Rice plays Spurs away this game week, and he could do something, but I'd back Wirtz to do something a bit more against Forest away. DM McDonald, yeah, with Chalobah, just not sure. Conceding 2 at home to West Ham, 2 at home to Leeds, and then 1 away to Wolves is not promising. Can't say I'm convinced Chelsea keep a clean sheet today either. You know what, mate? Alright, then you say, your plan is assuming there's no injuries, take João Pedro out after today and bring Thiago back in. Chelsea's fixtures turn for the worse while Brentford's look very good between now and 38. Honestly, your head's in the right place. Like you said, Chelsea have been leaking goals, and look where they rank over the past 10 game weeks for XG conceded. So it's not just like they've been getting unlucky. They deserve this. They've been terrible defensively, ranking 4th last for XG conceded per 90 over the past 10 game weeks. I agree with you. I'm not so sure they keep a clean sheet against Burnley at home, but I feel like I'm just such let's actually look at I'm such a stats guy that I'm just like, okay, yeah, look, clean sheet odds are so high for Chelsea here, but I'm not so sure. I would back that they get a clean sheet, but like if they don't keep a clean sheet, I wouldn't be terribly surprised, especially after Burnley scoring 3 away at Palace. Sanjay Patel says, this is a good one. You say, do you think United will win the league, or are you not deluded? I don't think United win the league. Come on, lads. I am not deluded. United get top 4. That's my hope. And I think it will happen. I do think we get top 4. I think Villa are way more likely to win the league than us. But obviously it's between City and Arsenal right now, and based off historical data, I will say I think City will win the league, and that's just because City finished so strong every year. City finished so strong, so they're yet to go into that third gear yet. I think City win the league. Thomas says, should I keep Madueke or sell him, and for who? I think Madueke has got to be sold, just with the uncertainty around his minutes. Yeah, I would say, who do you sell Madueke for? Honestly, I don't even know how much is Madueke. Let's reset this. Madueke is 6.8 mil. You could just go for Shada. I think Shada or Dango if you want to save a bit of cash. Yeah, probably just go Dango and save a bit of cash. He's honestly, the fixtures for Brentford are looking tasty. So you save a bit of cash. Maybe you can do something else with the rest of your team. I think it's a big upgrade on Madueke, especially from a minutes perspective. Ivar says Palmer today playing. Yeah, it looks like he's going to start, mate. Everything is pointing in that direction. Andrew Barton, I've decided to start Mukiele over Timber. The wobble is real and Xhaka is back. I mean, honestly, I would be starting Timber, just 40% clean sheet odds compared to Sunderland's 30. Like, every percent is huge in this and 10% is a lot. But I'm a stats guy. You've obviously got a bit of a vibe going here, and I don't mind that whatsoever. I don't mind it when people come in and say, like, you've said the wobble is real and Xhaka is back. Like, you have a reasoning for your decision making, and that's more than most people. Some people just do what they, just based off anything, but you've got a thought process here, which is, like I said, more than most. So I don't mind it. As a stats guy, I'm always going to play whoever has the highest clean sheet odds, which is Timber in this instance, but we'll see who comes out on top there. Andrew says start Mbumo or Enzo. Surely both of those guys have to start over whoever else is in your team, mate. Both of those have to start. I'll say it that way. Who else is in your team that you're benching? But if you have to absolutely, I'd probably start Enzo. Fahad says if Thiago rises by 0.1, I'll get priced out, even if I go from Timber to Hill, which would be very annoying. Ooh. I still think you can wait. You can wait until after this deadline. So, let's say, keep an eye on the live FPL. I think that's not as big of an issue as you think it is. So, obviously, you could get priced out by 0.1, but just keep an eye on live FPL price changes. You might have to make the move tonight if Thiago, goes nuclear over the weekend, or Timber does something on Sunday, but... Or I know Timber to Hill. So if Hill does something or Thiago does something. But in all honesty, I think you'll be okay. But you may just have to do the transfer early. So keep an eye on the price changes and hold out. DM McDonald. Honestly, I understand why people are saying it. But for me, only way you can take Haaland out is if you're bringing in Salah. We're now at the point of the year when City go on a mad winning run too. Exactly what I was saying earlier. We're on the same page. Exactly what I was saying. City love to go on a crazy run towards the end of the season. And Haaland is just that guy. I don't know why people are selling Haaland. Is it because he had a yellow flag during the week? He scored a goal last game week. Goal and assist the week before. Assist the week before. Yeah, he went on a bit of a spell here. But before that spell, he was going crazy. And now he's not going crazy anymore. Or sorry, he's going crazy again. Someone with 4 attacking returns in 3 games is not a sell when he plays, obviously, Newcastle at home. But then it's Leeds away, Forest at home, West Ham away. Does that sound like a sell to you? Not to me. Sander says, you captain on Bruno over Haaland? All day. I know I've just been harping on about Haaland's form, but Bruno's also on great form, and Everton are a significantly worse defence than Newcastle. I mean, look, Newcastle are the 5th best defence over the past 10 game weeks. Everton are the 2nd worst. Need I say more? Boys? Evan Nilsson to Thiago and Rice to Verts on a free. I think I said it already, if you can wait, but if you're going to get priced out, don't mind it. I mean, if it means you get Verts in this game week, I changed my mind. Abhinav, do those transfers. Because you're getting Evan Nilsson out for Thiago, who Thiago is a penalty taker. And I do think if that move was in isolation, I'd probably wait. But because it's not in isolation, and you're also accounting, you're adding in getting Verts this game week, I think it makes both moves worth it. You need to do, if it means you're getting Verts in, then I think you should do the other transfer is what I'm saying. So yeah, I like it, mate. Double transfer, if you can do it on a free, Evan Nilsson and Rice out for Thiago and Verts, make it happen. Kalsu, would you do Bowen and Rice to Thiago and Rodgers for a -4 this game week? No, I wouldn't. Honestly. Don't think that's worth a -4. Aguza, hey mate, late to the stream, so apologies if you've been asked this already. Are you going for either/both of Semenyo and Verts today over the next few game weeks? And if so, how? So I've heard reports that Semenyo could be benched. I'd love to get Verts into my team, but if you look at my team, like, who am I selling for Verts or Semenyo? I'm not selling Enzo this game week. Ndai, Bruno, Wilson, Rogers, like, all of these guys are a hold for me. I know Ndai's been kind of poor and he's not got an open play goal involvement since AFCON, since coming back from AFCON. So yeah, it's not looking good for Ndai. He grabbed the penalty last game week. He plays Man United and Newcastle next, but I'm just going to hold out for this Burnley fixture and then see what I do after that. And I don't mind having a very cheap penalty taker in my team. So he could be the guy to make way for someone like Semenyo and Verts, but I would have to couple it with another move. My thought process is, if I am going to get someone like Verts or Semenyo, let's go on to plan FPL very quickly, because I think it's an interesting discussion to have. So basically, my plan this game week, if none of you have seen my transfer plans video, is obviously I'm captaining big boy Bruno. I'm actually vice captaining this guy Ekitike. Then next game week, going to game week 28 with 3 free transfers. We'll have to see what Collins' situation is. Alderete gets the benching here, but the plan is I could make a triple move. So I'm going to get Timber out, Mark Gu out, and I'll get Thiago in, and that leaves me 3.7. So I have just enough to get Hill into my team for Sunderland at home. But I need to make another transfer to make this happen, right? And I do want to make this happen. So let's optimize the lineup. We'll bring Munoz back in there. Enzo gets benched against Arsenal, but let's just get rid of Enzo and get someone like Dango in. So as you can see, I need to downgrade, and I can't really afford anyone like Semenyo or Verts. Even like getting Ndai out, I can't afford it. So like, and I don't want to sell any of the other guys. I don't want to sell Rogers before he plays, Wolves. Then he plays Chelsea and United, but then it's West Ham and Forest. So like, I want to keep him. Obviously, I'm not selling Bruno. Wilson's fixtures get very good from here on. Ndai and Enzo are the only 2 I could sell, and neither of them mean I can afford Semenyo or Verts as well as Thiago. Now, obviously, I could just forget Thiago and get rid of Timber and... let's go back to game week 28. Get rid of Enzo and Timber. And I could get Hill in, and that means I have 9.1. So I could do this and get Verts. So it's basically Verts or Thiago, and I really don't mind it. I don't mind it, to be honest. And it means I don't have to make 3 free transfers. So I really like these Brentford fixtures: Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, Leeds, Everton. But the Liverpool fixtures are great too. So yeah, I'll have to think about where to go from that perspective. But I don't think I'm going to... If I was choosing between Semenyo and Verts, it's going to be Verts with these fixtures. And also like Man City, Pep Roulette, I'm always going to be worried that if Semenyo just gets a cheeky benching, because he could honestly get a benching today. Either way, I don't think I'm making a transfer today. I'm going to hold on to this and see what the landscape is looking like tomorrow. But yeah, that's how things are looking. That's how things are looking. Let's reset all game weeks again. I want to see something very cheeky. Can I afford something like Verts? Okay, no, I can't afford Collins out. I mean, I would love if Collins plays this game week. Honestly, like, I would absolutely love it. I think he's second string now. I don't think he's in favour whatsoever. So we'll have to wait and see how he gets on against Brighton. What time is that match at? It's at 3 o'clock as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes for him today. But it's not looking good for Nathan Collins, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. He's shifted down to second on my bench, as you can see. So yeah, that's it. Mystician says, let me go back up to your comment, mate. I've lost it there. Okay. What's your thoughts on Strand Larson if looking for a cheap forward? I don't think it's a great transfer in just with the fixtures, right? So obviously he's been... The thing is, right, Wolves and Leeds are great, and so is Spurs actually. But so the fixtures are there. I take that back. The fixtures are there over the short term, the very short term, but they blank in 31, and unless you have a lot of free transfers... If you have a load of free transfers and you can prepare for this blank game week 31 while transferring another player who blanks, then I do not mind it. But I just think Thiago is, if you maybe you already have Thiago, but if you don't have Thiago and you're getting a forward in, then it's got to be him. That's what I'll say. That's what I will say. Yeah. Adam says, Adam Mack, sorry, says, Morton mate, would you bench Rice and Timber, start Hill and Krupi Jr.? I'd start Timber. I'd start Timber and Rice, honestly, over Hill and Krupi Jr. I think Arsenal bounce back against Spurs here. Make a statement. I know a lot of people expect them to crumble, but I do not. Arsenal are a solid team. Yeah, they've bottled a few things, but this is the type of game that I think they could do well in. Andre Neves says, Mbumo versus Enzo. Oh, wait, sorry, I answered that already, Andre. Let me know, Andre. Like, you've said Mbumo or Enzo, who to bench. I've answered this already, mate. Start both of them. Try to find a way to start both of them. Like, both of those guys have to start in your team. Who else can you have that you're benching for them? But if you absolutely have to pick, I would start Enzo. I'm just saying, though, surely you can find a way to start both those guys in your team. Mark Nightingale, who would you drop for Saliba? My starting 11, Gabriel, Chalobah, Munoz. That's a solid back line. Then you've got Rice, Semenyo, Enzo, Bruno Fernandes, and Mbumo, Thiago, Watkins. Okay, so obviously Gabriel, Chalobah, Munoz start. Enzo, Bruno, Thiago, Watkins. I think the pool of players that you could potentially bench are Rice, Semenyo, and Mbumo. I'm honestly debating. So I see where your dilemma is. Obviously, it's not that easy to get Saliba into your team here. Maybe over Rice, but Rice's baseline is quite good, and there's always the fear that you have Gabriel, so maybe you've covered the Arsenal clean sheet there slightly. I mean, I would say I'm probably benching Rice there. If anyone. It's between Rice and Saliba. So if you want to start Rice and start the attacker, yeah, I think you're right. Maybe Saliba is the one to be benched there. Yeah. So yeah, it's between Rice and him, and you're probably just going to want to start the attacker because it's more fun and the upside is much higher. So that's what I'd say. That's what I would say. Yeah, between Rice and Saliba, you're probably starting Rice, aren't you? With the full context of your team, I agree. Saliba gets benched, which is crazy. What a team that is. Sanjay, top 4, so you're a bit deluded. I bet you a pint they won't. You think United don't get top 4. I mean, listen, let's have a look at the landscape, because we are currently 4th. We have decent fixtures coming up. Obviously, the teams that could take it off us: Chelsea, Liverpool, Brentford. I just think that because United have no Europe, that just gives me so much hope that United can put everything into the Prem and manage a top 4 finish. So yeah, I think I'm maybe a bit deluded, but is it really that delusional to think United finish top 4? Because they've got they're already 4th and they don't have Europe, so they can focus on the Prem. Whereas Chelsea, Liverpool, they've all got other fish to fry. We'll see. But yeah, I'll take your bet. I bet you a pint they won't. Well, I bet you a pint they will. So I'll take you up on that. MDFM says Timber or Mukiele. Timber or Mukiele? I'd go Timber. Mystician, I think the time City gets the first position after a game week, there's no way back for Arsenal. They have enough mentality to go and win from that situation. Yeah, I agree. I feel like once City get up to that place, it's going to be hard to get them off because they've been there before, so they know what they're doing. Yeah, they'll probably go on to win it if they grab that top spot. Uday Cabria says, Wilson or James Hill for this week? I'm going to say start Wilson. I could see West Ham scoring a goal at home, and yeah, Wilson against Sunderland away. It's just more upside getting the attacker in. Mystician, so would you suggest to get both Wirtz and Ekitike in the team from the next game week? Honestly, I would. I think triple Liverpool is the play. If you can get 3 Liverpool players in, I know not everyone can, but I think it's the play. Nurko says, bench Gabriel or Cash? I'm chasing rank. Start Gabriel. He's the best defender in the game for sure. Bazers says, Richards, Timber, Minta out, and Virgil, Verts, Goodmanson in, and make no more transfers up to game week 32. Cheers for the content. Love it, mate. Love it. I mean, Richards against Wolves at home, benching him, or sorry, getting rid of him before that. It's understandable. It is understandable after fucking Crystal Palace conceded 3 goals to Burnley there, but it's a tough one to swallow. But you're getting Virgil and Verts into your team. I love that. Mr. Potato, I have Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Anderson, Riley, Guehi, Anderson, Mbumo, Bruno, Wilson, Enzo, Calvert-Lewin, Thiago, Haaland. Which of these 3 would you bench? Well, you're starting Raya, Timber, Gabriel, and you're starting... I mean, you're probably benching some of those defenders because you have Mbumo, Bruno, Wilson, Enzo. They all start. Calvert-Lewin, Thiago, Haaland probably all start as well. So you're playing a... You know what? You could bench... Who do Leeds play here? Leeds play Villa away. Okay, you can bench Calvert-Lewin. And... bench Calvert-Lewin... Maybe one of O'Reilly and Guehi and Anderson. Andrew Barton, wish you the best of luck, Stephen. If Mukiele blanks, I admit defeat. Fair enough, mate. That's how FPL goes, doesn't it? Ekarika says, what about Ryan Aitnuri? I actually was looking at Ryan Aitnuri. I think he's a bit of a shout, you know. Could be a bit of a shout. I like it. I mean, it's just about whether he starts or not. And I don't think this is the game week to get him in before they play Newcastle, but I think he's one to consider. DM McDonald, also think the clean sheet odds might be a bit of a red herring. Burnley have scored 8 in their last 6 game weeks. If Leeds and West Ham can cause chaos for Chelsea's defence, Burnley can do the same. Mate, I like where your head's at. I agree. I think, Burnley scoring 8 in their last 6 game weeks, like, they're flying. Not as bad as they seem, and a lot of these bookies take in a large portion of historical data whenever they're creating these clean sheet odds. So, yeah, looks like if Burnley are on the up, you could catch the bookie out. And if you want, you could bet on both teams to score here. I mean, like, I know I'm not a fucking betting account, but let's have a quick look at what the odds are for both teams to score. So, both teams to score, yes, 1.9. So, I mean, it's equal odds for yes and no. So, it's basically a coin flip is what they're saying. It's a coin flip whether Burnley and Chelsea both score or not. Because I think Chelsea score in this game. So basically what I'm saying, it's a coin flip whether Burnley or whether Burnley score as well. Ashish says, hello, do I sell Fernandes for Palmer? Do you mean Bruno Fernandes? Because in that case, I don't think so. Long term, Bruno's a better pick, I would say. But short term, Palmer's an extremely explosive pick. And he's been insane the past few game weeks. I just worry about his fitness long term. And yeah, fixtures coming up are tough as well. The Dreamers Canvas. Bowen to Thiago or wait another week? Wait another week, I would say. I mean, yeah, I'd wait another week. You can wait on Bowen. Yeah, Bowen can definitely do something here. Against Bournemouth at home. Yeah, I quite like Bowen this game week. I think it's a toss-up between him and Thiago. Let's have a look, actually, at the goal scoring odds for those guys. So, Thiago, wow, he's second place. Where's Bowen? Bowen anywhere near the... Okay, yeah, he is. 0.4 compared to 0.58. You know what? That's a huge difference. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. As a stats guy, I'm going to say, I changed my mind. Get Thiago in. The odds for him scoring are much higher. Yeah, go for Thiago, mate. Get him in early because his run starts next game week, but Brighton at home isn't bad either. So yeah, go do Dreamers Canvas, do Bowen to Thiago. I like it. After seeing those goal scoring odds, yeah, that's huge. Sander Upson says, roll if possible. I have Chalobah, Munoz, Gabriel, Timber, Rice, Enzo, and Mbumo, Bruno, Ekitike, Haaland, 1 free transfer. Oh, definitely roll that. Yeah. It's a benching headache. Whenever you get a benching headache, it means you can roll. That's my rule in FPL. Mystician, I have Reece James. We'll move on after this game week. Konate would be a good choice. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I feel like Konate is a sleeper pick. He's just kind of consistently like a bit average. Like, he's not great for DEFCONs, etc., goal threat. Like, obviously, Van Dijk is a significant upgrade on him, but he's also a lot more money. So, if it's a straight swap, Reece James to Konate with 1 free transfer, I like it. Those Liverpool fixtures are good enough to justify. Greg Cronin says, hi, Stephen. I've Gabriel, Raya, Gabriel, Anderson, Richards, Bruno, Rice, and Enzo, Haaland, Bowen, Ekitike, Dubravka, Alderete, Chow, King. Uh, Transferring Thiago Verts Hill with 0.5 mil. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. It's just, yeah, so what's it? Bowen to Thiago. You're doing like Rice to Verts, and then I don't know who you're getting out for Hill with the rest of that, but I like it. I think those are all upgrades. Anton Penic says, hi, I have a similar team as you, 2 free transfers. Will you do Timber to Hill and Welbeck to Thiago, or Rice to Dango/Ryan and Welbeck to Thiago, or just roll? I think you probably do that move now because the Timber to Hill move is a 50-50, but Welbeck to Thiago is a significant upgrade. So I think you do 2 free transfers, Timber to Hill, Welbeck to Thiago. Actually, sorry. I take that back because I've just seen you've also said Rice to Dango and Welbeck to Thiago. Definitely do those moves because it means you can keep Timber, who has a significantly higher clean sheet odds than Hill this game week. And I know Hill is a great transfer in, but maybe wait until next game week to do it. Yeah, mate. Do Rice to Dango and Welbeck to Thiago. That's a massive upgrade. Definitely do that. Leach says Semenyo benching tonight. Apparently, excuse me. Yeah, looks like. Let's see, but it looks like Semenyo will be benched. Andrew Barton says, Stephen, don't know if you've heard of the FPL Pubcast. Had a few guests on recently, Andy Martin and FPL Pickle. Would you consider going on at some point? Great banter. Sounds like great banter. Let's check it out while we're here. I mean, I've not actually heard of it. Like I said, I don't know. Like I don't really follow a lot of FPL like content in general. Fuck's sake, I can't type. FPL Pubcast. I've not heard of this. Okay, looks like good crack. I mean, it sounds like, is it actually in a pub? Because that sounds like great crack. Oh, that's live in 8 hours. Let's have a look at his channel. I mean, it's not actually in a pub, but it's a great name for a channel, isn't it? The Pubcast. He's done well there. Love it. No, I'd love to go on. Yeah, I love doing podcasts and stuff like that. They're always great fun. Always great fun. Mystician again, Aston Villa defence, especially Emi Martinez, is something to look for. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think let's have a look at how they've been doing. So they're kind of in the middle of the table over the past 10 game weeks in terms of XG conceded per 90. I would say there's maybe some better defences that you could go for, some better assets at a similar price tag. That's what I will say. Sorry, I've lost the comments already. Came from the same Haaland benching source the other week, Leechcraft. Oh, interesting. So the Semenyo benching. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah. Someone else says, Leechcraft also says you should go on the Pubcast. Yeah, listen, I'm more than happy to get on. I don't know. I've not heard of them, but if I get invited, I'm not going to beg and please to get on. But if I get invited, I'd love to do that. I love doing stuff like that. It's great crack. Luca de Gabriel says, I have 2 free transfers, 0.9 mil in the bank. You've got Ekitike, Haaland, Bruno, Rice, Rogers, Enzo, Anderson, Richards, Gabriel Anderson and Raya with Tark and Senesi on the bench. Do I roll or make transfers? Honestly, that's a roll. With those benching headaches, like I said, benching headache equals roll in my mind. Andre Neves, Mbumo or Enzo, who to bench? Have you decided, mate? Oh, you've said you've Semenyo, Rogers, Sarr, Mbumo and Enzo. Who do I bench? You have Haaland, João Pedro and Thiago. Sounds like you can bench Semenyo. Honestly, it looks like he might get a benching himself. So probably Semenyo there, I would say. Yashwant says, hello, my attack is Haaland, Ekitike, Rice, Bruno, Verts and Enzo. I can get Thiago for Obi for free. Should I get him? If yes, who do I bench? Definitely do that. Thiago in for Obi for free. And then you can bench Rice, I would say. Yeah. God AM says, I have 2. You have to bench Senesi, Dewsbury Hall and Lefay this week, even though I want to start Senesi because my starting 11 is too good. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of really strong benches this game week. So you're not alone there at least. But yeah, tough one. Hafi says, Tarkowski or Saliba? Saliba for sure. Seb T says, Enzo or Wilson? Oh, Enzo for sure. I would start Enzo there. Ashland, Palmer, triple captain should 20 points times 3, 60-point week loading. Listen, I'm here for it, but I would love if that didn't happen. As someone who is a very jealous Palmer non-owner, I would love to own Palmer this game week. I would absolutely love it, and I would captain him if I did. Don't know about triple captain, but I really don't mind it too much because he's on amazing form and Burnley are shocking. Dreamer canvas, bone to Thiago or wait another week? I think with the one you said previously. Oh, sorry, no, yeah, that was your question. Bone to Thiago, yeah, do that. Definitely do that. He has a much higher chance of scoring this game week, according to the bookies odds. Purnell, my lineup is Kelleher, Gabriel, Senesi, Cash, Bruno, Enzo, Semenyo, Rogers, Haaland, João Pedro, Strand Larson, bench of Dubravka, Rice, Mukiele, Guehi. What are your thoughts? I mean, solid team there. Solid team. I think it's an easy roll, isn't it? Easy roll. You've got so many good players. And I mean, you have a benching headache with Rice and Mukiele and Guehi there. Honestly, bench boost that. I'm not even messing. Like, you could bench boost that. V Masters. But I wouldn't. If I was you, I actually wouldn't bench boost it because there's an insane double game week in our midst. Nothing confirmed, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But yeah, it looks like a lot of people have some crazy benches this game week, so you're not alone. V Masters. Sell Tarkowski to Virgil or a roll? Yeah, I would do that. I would definitely get Van Dijk in this game week. Johnny Jersey, good evening from Australia. Good evening to you too, mate. Good to have you in. Thanks for joining the stream. V Master, start Mukiele, Anderson, or Anderson. I would probably start. I would start. Who's the higher clean sheet odds between Fulham and Sunderland? Yeah, I would start Mukiele there. Fuck it. Or you could just start. You know what? I think. Yeah, start Mukiele. I was going to suggest Anderson at Forest, but yeah, I would go Mukiele. Gino says, hi Stephen, if you have to choose someone to bet against, not having them until wildcard 32, who would it be between Bruno and Thiago? To bet against Bruno is a dangerous game. I would bet against Thiago if anything. I think Bruno outscores Thiago until the wildcard 32, I would say. Pretty confidently. Jay Dubon, hello, who would you start between Alderete and Hill? Again, let's go back to the clean sheet odds. Alderete with 30% clean sheet odds. Hill with 20%. Go Alderete, mate. Start Alderete. Dream Brother, morning, Broheim. Do you really feel like the bookies' clean sheet odds are a little skewed this game week? I feel like Arsenal definitely concede to go this crazy. Igor Ball and Palace are just so shaken at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. I feel like the bookies are rarely wrong, otherwise they wouldn't be making, millions and millions every week. But this game week could see a few upsets. I think people are underestimating how good Arsenal have been. Obviously, the narrative is just to shit on Arsenal this game week because they've bottled it against Wolves. But they're the type of team that I could see them bouncing back and getting a statement victory here. I would hate to see it, but as an FPL manager with triple Arsenal defence, I'm pretty confident they keep a clean sheet. I may be putting my neck on the line saying that, but yeah, it's tough to go against the bookies most game weeks, honestly. It is tough. Jay Dubon, wait, Semenyo will be benched? Who said that? Let's have a quick look at who's been saying this. Semenyo bench. Who has been saying this Semenyo bench news? Let's go and change the advanced search to... I mean, when was this post? Let me just go latest. Sorry, I'm tripping. It's tough to say. Yeah, where's this source from? I mean, these people are speaking Indonesian, so I don't know what's being said there. I'm trying to find it, but I did see Semenyo was potentially getting benched. I saw from a fairly reliable source. Yeah, it's a tough one. Where is the source, though? Where is the source? I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see a bit more. Okay, here's the source. Jack Harrington. Could just be clickbait. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's not enough to go against Semenyo, to be honest. It's not enough. But yeah. It's not. I feel like it's not a reliable enough source. We're gonna have to wait. We have time. We do have time to make this decision. So if you have a bit of a Semenyo dilemma going on, then don't worry. Don't worry. We have time, and we will maybe get a leak. What time is the game? It's a late game, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's the 8 p.m. So that's tough. We're not gonna see any proper leaks, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see because we do have time. We do have some time. So let's wait. By the way, guys, I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. I started a really early one because I have some stuff going on today, but there's a slight chance I could be back on later in a bit. But I just basically I have a football game. I'm playing football, so I'm gonna go and I don't know whether I'm going out after the football or not. So I said I'd get a cheeky early stream in and then go from there. So I may be on again later for another deadline stream, but I just wanted to do a quick one before I head off for the day. To play a bit of footy with my team. So let me try get through a few more of these questions, and then I'm gonna have to leave you guys, unfortunately. King Leung says, who should I start between Bonan and Bumo? Probably start. Who has higher goal scoring odds there? Let's have a little look at that. Mbumo or Bowen has higher goal scoring odds, and he's on penalties. I'd go for Bowen there, honestly. Which one attacker to bench, says Chip? Ryan, Odango, Semenyo versus Thiago. Bench. Probably bench Ryan. Greg Cronin spot on. Bowen, Rice, Chow and Thiago versus Hill. Well, also, who would you start between Anderson and Alderete? Probably start Alderete there. Matizu, Captain Haaland or João Pedro? I'd go Haaland. Highbury Boys, morning from GB Olympic Camp. Which player don't own scares you the most? I mean, you're in the Olympic camp. That's crazy. Are you just there as like a fan watching it, or are you actually an Olympian? Highbury Boys, let me know. Are you an Olympian, or are you just there to? You're just there for as a fan in the Olympic camp. Either way, that's really cool. Which player you don't own scares you the most? By far and above, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is, I'm shitting it that Cole Palmer goes nuclear again because I don't own him, and I would absolutely fucking love to own that man right now, but unfortunately I don't. Hadley Walton, start Mukiele / Zubamendi or sell Zubi for Dango. Ooh, I think Zubi to Dango is a nice move. It's a big upgrade in my opinion. Much more attacking, much more explosive. Yeah, I think you have to get Dango in. In it says Guehi, Semenyo, Mukiele, which two to start? Probably, I would say, I mean, what are Man City's clean sheet odds here? 32%? Yeah, I'd start both the City boys, Guehi and Semenyo. Harish says, what do you think about Rodgers captain? I thought about it. It's a nice differential. I think there's so many ways you can go this game week that there is justification to do so. But I would also say there's a few better captaincy shouts in my eyes. If you have one of the Chelsea boys, yeah. But he's not a bad shout. Aaron Christopher Gallagher, where is Semenyo benching coming from? Not so sure about the trustworthiness of that source just yet. Turtle Tradden, bench boost this game week. Sounds like a lot of really good benches this game week, so I'm not surprised to hear people are bench boosting. Dream Brother, my team is Sanchez, Timber, Gabriel, Mukiele, Bruno Palmer and Bumo Rice, Haaland, Krupi. Then you've got Kelleher, Anderson, Richards, Mane on the bench. Can upgrade Mane to Thiago. Crazy bench week, isn't it? Yeah, like I said, a lot of really good benches. And you own Douglas Luiz too. Yeah, crazy, mate. Yeah, nice team. Honestly, I would get Thiago in, and you'd probably have to bench Rice. But Thiago could go big this game week. I'm also nervous about not owning him, if I'm honest. I also am nervous about not owning him. So that's a tough one. Akimbo, start Timber or Evan Nielsen. Good evening from Australia ×2. Yeah, good few Australians in here. Obviously, the Premier League's massive in Australia. So, Timber or Evan Nielsen, honestly, I'm going to go Timber. I'm bullish on the Arsenal clean sheet here. I've got to say. For your team there, you need to chase rank in your mini league. I mean, you've got Pope, so he's probably got to go. Dubravka, Munoz, Gabriel, Timber, Alderete, then Bruno G, Bruno F, Ndai, Rogers, Rice, Krupi, Haaland, João Pedro. Mate, get Bruno G out your team, get Dango Tower in, and then you could probably leave it there. But if you can maybe try to get Thiago in your team, figure that out. But I think those are two good moves, getting some Brentford boys in. Abra, is it worth buying Thiago / Verts / Semenyo to bench Mukiele or just play Mukiele? If you can get Verts in and bench Mukiele, that's definitely worth it. For free. Don't take a -4. Alex Ladd, hi mate, in draft. Should I get Tolu or Mane from Wolves as a third striker? Thanks and keep up the good work from Australia. I would say as a third striker, probably Tolu. Speaking of draft, let me do my draft team real quick because I always forget to do it. Let me go here while that logs in. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let's pick my team. Okay, Lacroix's injured. That's actually interesting. I wonder, can I do any like straight swaps? Is that a rule? You can't do any, can you just do like straight, sign a player straight up? Let me get Phil Foden in fucking for Madueke. Wait, did I tried to get Madueke. I think I got denied a few moves, did I? No, I did, Senesi in was the only move I did here. So, I mean, like, Foden hasn't really even been playing, has he? Has he? Yeah, he's playing a little bit, but, like, he's much better than Madueke. So, let's just fucking confirm signing. Let's get Foden in. And, is there any forwards I can get? Let's have a quick look. Boom, boom, boom. Show available. I mean, Mateta, Voltamada. Those Newcastle fixtures are worrying, though. I think I just leave it. Let's go defenders. I mean, Richards against Wolves at home is a shout, but honestly, I'm just going to leave this one and pick my lineup. Probably just have to do Tarkowski in. You know what? I'll just go risky and I'll hope that Delap comes on and grabs a cheeky goal. That's probably a bad decision, but I don't care too much about the draft. And then I actually have two teams, so let's go to my other team and see status. Did I get my transfers in? No, I didn't. Didn't do any transfers for this team. So, yeah, this team looks fine, though. Yeah, okay, we'll leave it there. So, I think a few people are asking a few more questions. Let me just go from the bottom. Matt Oak says, bench for Bruggen, Senesi, Wilson, Krupi. Who do I bench? Or do I bench boost? I don't mind it. I do not mind it, to be fair. Like, I feel like a lot of people have really strong benches, so that's probably a bench boost, isn't it? I think it is. But lads, I'm going to have to leave it there. Like I said, I have a football game to get to, so I'm going to have to leave it there. But there's a small chance that I am back before the actual deadline. It's at 1:30, the deadline. So 12:30, I'll be on for, hopefully I'll be on for another stream. We'll see though if I have time. I may just catch the end of it. So keep an eye out for that. But that's all for today, folks. I'm going to have to shoot off. One last question. Johan says, mate, start Wilson or Lefay? I'd start Wilson there. Okay, gonna leave it there, boys. I wish I could stay for a bit longer, but I've got to shoot on. So thanks for coming in. If you guys did enjoy the stream, drop a like. It really helps me. And yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys hopefully in a few hours. But if not, good luck this game week to everyone. And yeah, have a good weekend and enjoy the